I'm sorry if I'm a little somber, a little distracted today. I'm still reeling from my 1-point fantasy football loss this weekend. Patrick, how'd you do? Poopy Chateauneuf to poopy doopy? Yeah, me too. 1 point. But there's hope. I'm going to console myself today with one of the finest Pinot Noirs on the Sonoma coast. And the story's a great one. We love stories here. You love stories, by indicating by what you view, what you watch, what you read, what you buy. So here's a story for you. Stéphane Vivier, Burgundy to the bone. Grew up in the Haute-Côte, and I think the town was Melroisie. And he's had wine in his blood since the start. At 5 years old, he knew what his mom was cooking just based on the smell. 10 years old, he had his first taste of a Burgundy. Gros Richebourg. Kid's got pretty damn good taste at 10 years old. Yeah, my first Gros Richebourg was, let me see, never. Wow. Anyway, at 13, he knew he wanted to make wine. Started trying to get into wine school, got rejected. Finally got accepted, went to wine school, I think in Dijon, and then, of course, in Burgundy. And then got a few jobs in Burgundy. Now, one of the places he applied to after he came out of wine school was the Domaine de la Romanée-Conti. And, of course, they rejected him. Yeah, they rejected him. So he kept his rejection letter and he framed it. Good, smart move, huh? That's good. He didn't give up. From there, he did a couple posts in Burgundy, in Chassagne-Montrachet, and Pommard, and then he went to New Zealand, and then he came back from New Zealand, and then he got a job at Hartford Court, which I love those wines. The Hartford Court wines, I think, are some of the finest wines produced in Sonoma. Beautiful, beautiful Pinot Noirs. He learned a lot there, very instrumental there. Boom, all of a sudden his buddy's like, hey, there's this new gig opening up. It's this place called Hyde de Villaine. And Stéphane's like, Hyde de Villaine? That name's familiar. You know, that's the guy that told me to pound sand a few years back. But he's like, put my name in. And sure enough, Stéphane Vivier got the job as winemaker at Hyde de Villaine. Now, what is Hyde de Villaine? Hyde de Villaine was the project between Larry Hyde of the Hyde Vineyard in Carneros and Aubert de Villaine from ... Domaine de la Romanée-Conti. Now, Stéphane got this gig. He got to be around, his new boss was now his mentor as well. He got to pick the brain of one of the greatest wine minds in the planet and learn how to make wine, learn the skills, learn the art, and he did. Hyde de Villaine became one of the top wineries, top producers of Chardonnay in California, and Stéphane made some compelling Syrah there. But the one thing he did not do was make, boom, Pinot Noir, because Aubert de Villaine was like, son, no way in hell I'm making Pinot Noir from the Hyde Vineyard, because the first thing people are going to do is compare the Hyde Vineyard Pinot Noir to my own Domaine de la Romanée-Conti, and that ain't going to happen, right? So Stéphane's working at Hyde de Villaine, working, making great wine, and then he gets the bug. He's like, bro, I need to get my yayas out. I need to make Pinot Noir. So what did he do? He made his own label. Vivier. Vivier Wines is Stéphane Vivier's label, and it is a good one, a very good one. Dude have skills? Yes, dude has skills. Dude learned how to make wine from the greatest producer of Pinot Noir arguably on the planet. So you think the wine is gonna be good? Yeah, you betcha. 2021 Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir. Now, Sonoma Coast is a big appellation now. It means a lot of things. There's a lot of different areas here, but this is pretty true Sonoma Coast, right? So this is kind of like Petaluma Gap-y heading into Sonoma Mountain is the sourcing for this wine, the primary sourcing for this wine. And the roster of vineyards that goes into this wine are impressive. Gap's Crown, you got Vanderkamp up on Sonoma Mountain, those old vines up on Vanderkamp. Beautiful stuff. And then you have the Flocchini Vineyard, which Flocchini is like a little secret weapon vineyard that not a lot of people know about. 30-year-old vines right next to Gap's Crown. You'll see on the map on the offer, it's really the really good situation. So Flocchini, Gap's Crown, Vanderkamp, the Bonneau Vineyard in Carneros, he gets a little bit from them, a couple other sites. But in short, this is a textbook compelling Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir. This is great coastal, cool climate Pinot Noir. And the stuff that isn't closer to the water is up in the mountains. So you got elevation, you got coolness again. You have old soul clones here. You have conscientious winemaking. Now the winemaking, we don't exactly know what he does. That's a little vague. You know, at Romanée-Conti, they practiced a bunch of whole cluster. You know, that's one of their claims to fame, is their whole cluster fermentations there. And here, you know, I don't feel it as much. He says it's like 17 months and 20% new oak was the deal. Or the reverse, 20 months and 20 and 17, pretty close. I mean, yeah, you get it. There's some clusters in here probably, but you never know. Now, does this taste like Domaine de la Romanée-Conti? No, I'm not going to say that. No, that's not fair to DRC, and it's not fair to Vivier. This is great, cool climate, California Pinot Noir. And when I say cool climate, a lot of times people grow wines in a cool climate like the Santa Rita Hills, but they pick super late, there's no disease pressure. So the wines are still clocking like, you know, 14.5, 50% alcohol for Pinot Noir from a cool climate, simply because they can just wait it out. They can let the grapes hang. This one, there's an ethereal yet silky nature to it. It's so Pinot, right? This is what I want my Pinot to do. I don't mind a little richness of fruit. It's supposed to deliver that. To me, there's supposed to be, you know, that wonderful core of red cherry, forest, strawberry, and it's not supposed to be green. It's supposed to be sweet. Now, the framework around the wine can provide structure and herb character and minerality and all that fun stuff. But at the center, you need some joy. And that's what makes the great Pinot Noirs great. That silkiness, that silky tannin, that joyful, luxurious, spicy strawberry to red cherry fruit component in the center palate. And this has it. But I will say there might be some whole cluster here, because you do get some wonderful, intriguing, savory aromatics going on here. I'm not gonna say green, because y'all hate it when we say green. It ain't green, okay? It's savory, you know, like cooking spices. You know, whether it's savory herbs, like I love oregano, I love basil, I love thyme, I love rosemary. They're all green, but they're not underripe. They're not green tasting. They have their own flavor profiles. And that's what you get here. It's Pinot Noir I could drink all day long. And that's what you want. That's what I want Pinot Noir to do, man. I want to finish that bottle and be like, damn, that was good. Look at whoever I'm having dinner with and go like, what do you think? Do we go again? Or, no, everybody's got to get home. Or do we go, yeah, bring it. And this is a wine, this is one of those bring it wines. It's a bring it wine with everybody else too. 94 points Wine Advocate here, huge score. 93 from Suckling. So numbers everywhere. Everybody loves his wines for obvious reason. You got one of the most talented winemakers working in California today with his own label. And then there's the price. This wine is beyond reasonable for the quality. This is all top-notch single vineyard sites going into this wine. It is a great vintage. He has a great reputation. The wine has fantastic press, and it's $40. It's $39.98, which a lot of Pinot Noir running at this level might be $69.98. $79.98. It's very common now to see $70, $80 Pinots working at this price level. Plus, if you dig it as well, you should dig it as much as we do. So we're gonna make you buy 6 bottles. If you buy 6 bottles, you get another 10% off. That puts this wine in that like $35 price range, which, man, dude, this is compelling gear at that price. It's already at $40, but at 35, well, I would say I'm in, but I'm already in. I already own it. It's out on the floor there. But this is truly remarkable juice. Congrats to Vivier. You know, those rejection letters are sometimes the best letters you can receive. You know, they pump you up, they give you the motivation to do something more. And in fact, as it turned out, it all came back around full circle again. So congrats to Stefan. Beautiful, gorgeous wine. And here's some more of these.